Welcome back, everybody, to the Living the Dream podcast. I am your host, Matthew.scoletti, motivational speaker and health coach. I'm so excited to be with you today. I hope you're doing great. I hope 2021 is treating you amazing, and it's going to treat you more amazing after the next 5 or 10 minutes because we're talking about the 5 keys to a happier life. Who wants to be happier, right? I always want to be happier. I consider myself the luckiest guy on the planet, one of the happiest guys, but I'm always looking for ways to elevate my happiness, energy, excitement, enthusiasm for life. And I'm betting because you clicked on this, you're looking to do the same. So I'm going to jump right in. These 5 concepts have come from my personal life experiences, reading hundreds of books, and just trying to learn as much as I can over the last 5+ years. 5 or 10 years, and I want to share them with you. There are so many great books out there about happiness. I don't want to suggest one in particular because there are a lot, but I would ask you, if you're trying to elevate that happiness, buy one of the books, get it on audiobook, and see what you think. And you can always check it out on YouTube. There's summaries first that you can check out before actually purchasing the book so you can see if it's up your alley or not. But let's jump right into this 5 keys to a happier life. Number 1, this is so big, and this is, it's huge for me because I'm still learning about this one. Number 1, make peace with your past so you don't disturb the present. Make peace with your past so you do not disturb the present. I understand we need to learn from the past, right? We can't just completely block out all of our past. I don't think that would even be healthy because you'd block out the positive memories. But I think we must make peace with the past. I have had situations in my life where I've beat myself up for years. My famous one that I've brought up a few times in this podcast is when I gave a speech in 5th grade and I completely forgot the last sentence. It was the most humiliating moment of my life. And every time I gave a speech after that, I thought about that moment. I did not make peace with that moment. I verbally and mentally beat myself up for legitimately almost 20 years because of something that went slightly wrong for 8 seconds in the 5th grade. No good. Now I'm at peace with it. Now I can laugh about it. I did learn from it, but making peace with your past so you don't disturb the now, because all the happiness is right now. It's right in this moment. This is where you become happy. This is where you increase your level of happiness in the now. One of my favorite quotes, and I cannot recall who said it, but you may have heard it before. The past is history. The future is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Oh my God, is that one of my favorite quotes ever? Another one of my favorite phrases is carpe diem, which means seize the day. Seize the day, which is live in this very moment. If you're, let's say you're on a Zoom call with somebody and it's one-on-one and maybe it's an old friend. And when you're on the call, you're thinking about another call you have later on that day. Or you're thinking about a phone call that did not go so well earlier that day. You're everywhere but in the moment. That conversation with your friend is probably not going to go as well because your brain is in the future or the past or both, anywhere but the present. Make peace with your past so you do not disturb the present. That's key number 1 to a happier life. Number two, especially in the social media world, is probably one of the most important, which is what other people think of you is none of your business. None of your business. What other people think of you is none of your business. That's their business. If you want to let them talk behind your back, you can't constantly be worried about it because who knows what they're talking about. And here's the other thing. Most people have enough problems of their own where they're not talking about you. They're not talking about me. They have plenty going on in their own life that they don't have to be worried about me or what I said or what I did, right? So what other people think of you is it is none of your business. I never understood this growing up, and I would often get sucked into the drama or wanting to know what this person said about me or what that person said about me. Now, I could care less, and I mean it. And it's one of the most stress-free and peaceful things. I'm not fully there, but I'm getting very close. And that's what it is. It's just peaceful. When you don't care about what other people are saying about you or what's saying, period, you're just at a place of peace that's almost undescribable. So what other people think of you is none of your business. That's key number 2 to a happier life. Number 3, I try to do this as much as I can. Smile more. Smile more. You do not own all the problems of the world. They're not yours. You can make a difference. Of course you can make a difference, a big or small difference. And sometimes the small differences turn out to be the biggest differences, right? There's a group of, I think it's a group of monks who force themselves to laugh every morning. You might say, Matt, well, how the heck do you force yourself to laugh? Here's how you do it. Ready? You just start laughing. And what normally happens is, if you've never done this before, try it, because here's what normally happens. You start laughing. You're fake laughing. You're forcing the laugh, but then you feel so silly that it turns into a regular laugh. I've tried this with groups of people. It 100% works. Next time you're with a family member or friend, try it and tell me you don't start actually laughing. The fake or the forced laugh becomes a real laugh. There's a guy that had a quote that said, laughter is an instant vacation. It's the truth, right? You laugh really hard and it's like you're in this euphoric state where you're present, you're in the moment, life is great, you're laughing. There's nothing better than laughing. It is the ultimate best. And while I'm not suggesting that you always force it, you want to just laugh and smile because that's who you become. But in the beginning, sometimes you do need to force it a little bit. Make yourself smile when you're speaking with somebody, especially on a Zoom call or face-to-face. And there are many studies showing that when you're on the phone, even if you cannot see the other person, it's just a regular phone call, they know if you're smiling. They can almost sense it in the way, in the tone of your voice. And I'm sure you've had this experience before. When somebody's talking to you, you can almost visualize them smiling when they say certain things, or you can just tell the tone of their voice. So smiling and smiling more is one of the most obvious physical ways to a happier life. But remember, it's not just physical, right? Smiling and laughing more looks physical, but then it also goes into the mental. So this is just a win-win for everybody. And you just look more pleasant when you have a smile on your face, right? That's number 3, is smile more. Number 4 is a concept that I've talked about, which is no excuses. But regarding happiness, nobody is in charge of your happiness except who? Except you. You are in charge of your happiness. And here's the key. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think that somebody else is in charge of your happiness, then guess what? Somebody else is in charge of your happiness, right? It's just self-fulfilling prophecy. It's the truth. If I think that my friend is in charge of my happiness, then he is in charge of my happiness. He controls my happiness because I believe it. If I believe my friend, my wife, my parents, my in-laws have no bearing on my happiness, then they don't have any bearing on my happiness. And that is what I believe. My happiness is on me. It starts right here. It starts with you. I beg you, if you feel like somebody else owns your happiness, you have to detach from that and create your own happiness and take accountability for your happiness. Nobody's in charge of your happiness except for you. That's number 4. Last one, number 5. This one, social media wise, not only what others think of you is none of your business, but this one is probably even more rampant going on in the world. Do not compare your life to others. I know we all know this. You go on Instagram, you see somebody's pictures, you go, their life is perfect. Meanwhile, you have no idea what their life is. You see one picture a day. How long does it take to take a picture? 5 seconds? You don't see 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 55 seconds of their day. You're seeing 5 seconds of their day, and it's probably the best part of their day. Or like we know that a lot of people, maybe they take an hour to take a picture because they want the perfect picture. The whole point is this. You have no idea what that person is going through. And somebody else has no idea what you're going through. I have no idea what you're going through. Even some of my good friends, we often find out years later, or maybe never, that they went through a tough time. Me with drinking alcohol, nobody close to my circle at the time knew I was an alcoholic. None of them. And that's scary because I was really good at hiding it, which I almost wish somebody would have sort of caught me earlier so I could have got that and not spend 10 years going down the wrong direction. But the point is, you don't know what another person's going through. I don't know what another person's going through. Even if you're really close with them, you may not know. So the point is, do not judge others. And if you can get to the point of not judging yourself, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on that, then it's a beautiful way of living. If you ever listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, he talks about this, and he claims one of his superpowers is not judging himself. And that's one of the reasons he's so happy. And I love that. And I think it's true. And it's something to work towards. You do not know somebody else's journey. You definitely don't know somebody else's journey that you just know through social media. You have no clue. Most of these people we've never even met before, and we're judging them based on one news story or one post on Instagram. That's ridiculous. You don't know their journey. They don't know your journey. Do not compare your life to others. It is the perfect recipe for lifelong unhappiness. I promise you, because I've done it and I was unhappy. That's number 5. Do not compare your life to others. Let's rattle them off real quick. 5 keys to a happier life. Number 1, make peace with your past so you do not disturb the present. Number 2, what others think of you, 0, is none of your business. Number 3, smile and laugh more. Physical appearance, that definitely has a big, it flips over into the mental side. Physical turns into the mental. So it all is connected. Number 4, no one is in charge of your happiness except for you. Number 5, do not compare your life to others. I hope you got something out of this. I hope one of these will be a little breakthrough for you and you can make a little switch. For me, it's do not compare your life to others, but more so judging myself. I need to continue to learn to judge myself less. So that's my one big takeaway that I'm going to use. I hope you got something out of it. Please hit me up on social media. You know where to find me. It's in the show notes. Send me a direct message. Let me know what you're thinking of the podcast and what you'd like to see in the future. Much love to you all. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for listening.